Hey, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into some really fascinating ideas that tackle one of life's biggest questions. How do we find our place, our sense of harmony, in a world that feels, well, pretty chaotic? It's a journey, but it's an inward one, and it all starts with a single, powerful question.
And really, this question is the whole point of our journey today. Just think about that. What if all the stress, the constant division, that feeling of being pulled in a million directions, what if it isn't just the way things are? What if, at its core, it's all rooted in a massive misunderstanding of ourselves? Let's dive in.
All right, so where do we even start? Well, we have to begin by just acknowledging a feeling that I think a lot of us have, that things are just a little out of sync, you know? In our world, inner peace isn't really the default setting. It feels like stress and chaos are the name of the game.
Wow, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? That feeling of being totally powerless, just reacting to whatever life throws at you. You get swept up by the news, by drama, by obligations, not because you chose it, but just because that's the way the wind's blowing today. And all that chaos we see out there in the world, it's like it's just a giant mirror reflecting what's going on inside us. We've gotten stuck in this us versus them way of thinking about everything, and that constant division just creates friction and throws everything off balance. And there's actually a name for this condition: cloudy thinking. It's like we're all in this mental fog, and humanity just keeps playing the same broken record. We fight the same kinds of wars, we create the same divisions, we make the same mistakes over and over, as if we've learned nothing from history. It's why we feel so stuck all the time.
Okay, so things seem a little bleak. But what if there's a way out? A way to clear that fog? To find it, we need our first big clue. And it's a clue that completely flips the script on how we see ourselves. We have to look inward.
Just 3 simple words, but let that really sink in for a second. You are stardust. This isn't just some nice, poetic idea. According to the source, this is a fundamental, literal truth about who you are. And get this, that cosmic connection, it means this whole quest for meaning isn't just some random thing we do. The idea here is that our biology, our entire operating system, is actually designed for this journey. We're literally hardwired to figure this stuff out, which all leads to this absolutely mind-bending idea. The separation we feel between us and the world, it's an illusion. You aren't just some tiny creature living in the universe. You are the universe, having a human experience. The only problem is, most of us just don't know it yet. If that sounds a little too out there, let's get concrete. Look at this number. That's 7 octillion. It's the estimated number of atoms in your body, and every single one of those atoms is billions of years old, cooked up in the heart of an ancient star. That number, that's your direct line to the beginning of the cosmos.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a bit new agey, right? But what's so incredible is that this inner journey, this map, it's ancient. And this is the real aha moment, where we see 2 worlds you'd never expect coming to the exact same conclusion.
This question gets right to the heart of it. For centuries, you've had mystics and spiritual teachers looking inward, and they've all described a universe that's totally interconnected. And now you have quantum physicists looking outward at the very fabric of reality, and they're starting to describe the exact same thing. Think about it. On one hand, you have a mystic saying the drop contains the entire ocean. On the other, a physicist like Michio Kaku talks about the universe as cosmic music. One uses the language of poetry and soul, the other uses the language of math and physics, but they're both pointing to the same deep, fundamental harmony in everything. And look, this isn't some new fad. It's a timeless wisdom that just keeps popping up throughout history. You see it with Taoist sages thousands of years ago, with philosophers like Spinoza, and now with today's leading scientists. It's like every generation rediscovers this truth in its own language. So, if this is our true nature, how do we actually feel it? How do we live it? This is where we get really practical. We're shifting from the big cosmic what to the down-to-earth how. This isn't just about cool ideas. It's about having a map for the journey. And this is where we kind of flip a common idea on its head. This journey isn't about escaping the world or having your head in the clouds. The argument is that it's the most practical thing you can possibly do. It's about having your feet firmly on the ground while still being connected to something bigger so you can engage with life more fully. And the tools themselves, they're surprisingly simple. Anyone can do this. It begins with pondering. that lost art of just thinking deeply. That leads you to the breath, the power that keeps you alive. Focusing on that opens the door to meditation, which is the key to discovering who you really are. And all of it rests on a foundation of kindness, which is described as a fundamental building block of the universe itself. And this is how you become, as the source calls it, your own master chemist. See, every single thought you have releases chemicals in your body. Anger and fear create one cocktail. Kindness and joy create a totally different one. When you use these tools, you're no longer just a leaf in the wind. You start to consciously choose the reality you're creating from the inside out.
So, after all this, where does the journey actually take us? What's the destination? It's a fundamental shift in how you see everything. It's about recalibrating your entire perspective from a place of separation to a place of deep, undeniable unity.
On one side, you have the me mindset. That's the world of us versus them, of competition, conflict, and all that cloudy thinking. But then you have the we mindset. It's seeing the bigger picture. It's understanding that we're all interconnected, all part of a greater whole, moving together in harmony.
And this isn't about losing who you are, not at all. It's actually about discovering your unique and absolutely essential place in that bigger picture. Finding inner harmony isn't just about you feeling good. It's about realizing what your irreplaceable piece of the puzzle is meant to contribute to the whole darn thing.
And that really brings us right to the end, and back to you. Each of us has this incredible, unique adventure to live out. So the question isn't if you're a piece of the puzzle, you absolutely are. The real question is, what story, what unique contribution will your piece tell? Ponder that.